The Indian middle class bears a substantial tax burden compared to their counterparts in many developed and emerging economies. In India, the recent union budget raised taxes on capital gains from equities and real estate, compounding the middle class financial strain. Long-term capital gains tax has increased from 10% to 12.5% and short-term gains from 15% to 20%. The removal of indexation benefits means that gains are taxed without adjusting for inflation, exacerbating the tax burden on assets held for longer periods. This is in stark contrast to European nations where tax policies are designed to balance fiscal responsibility. In developed European countries, the middle class typically faces a more progressive tax system but benefits from extensive public services, including comprehensive social security, quality infrastructure and lower levels of corruption. For example, Scandinavian countries, despite high tax rates, offer universal healthcare, superior public transportation and strong social safety nets, which are funded by equitable taxation policies. Now, in contrast to this, India's middle class contends with a tax regime that often feels disproportionately burdensome when set against the backdrop of inadequate public services. Despite their substantial tax contributions, Indians frequently face poor road conditions, limited social security and pervasive corruption at various levels of governance. This highlights a systemic failure to provide value for the high tax payments that the Indian middle class endures. China, by contrast, has expanded its tax base more effectively, demonstrating a more inclusive approach to taxation that helps fund robust infrastructure and social services. Now, this comparative analysis underscores the deficiencies in India's tax policy and governance, revealing a need for a more equitable tax system that ensures better public services and reduced corruption. The disparity between high tax burden on the Indian middle class and the limited return in terms of public services highlights the urgent need for reform in India's taxation and governance structures.